Okay,
All
let me
right.
get started. Okay, so thank you, Asmel, for taking time with us here to go through the customer reference interview to share with us on Ananta Apparels Group journey on moving the Oracle X EBS to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Could you please tell me a little bit more about your company, what it does, in short, the business function, the number of employees you have, and how does your company differentiate itself in the market?
Well, Ananta Group established in 1992, and this is one of the largest exporters of ready-made garments in Bangladesh. We have 8 facilities inside of Bangladesh and another facilities outside of Bangladesh, which is in Ethiopia. Besides this, we have other sites as well, like e-commerce, asset management, hotel and resort, banking, insurance, shopping mall, investment portfolio management, etc. Ananta employs 26,000 people across its global footprint and annual turnover exceeding 300 million USD. We are the market leader of apparel like denim and non-denim products, men and women's sweaters, lingerie items manufacturer in Bangladesh.
Mm. Okay, thanks, Asmel. So, can you share with us about your role at Ananta Apparels? What complexity you deal with, and what part of the job excites you? Working in a apparel company with such a large footprint in the region.
Okay, this is Ajmal, and I am the head of ICT here.
Okay.
As a ICT team leader, I'm responsible for planning, organizing, developing, controlling, and managing the activities of all ICT's operations, including ERP and applications team, hardware and infrastructure team. And at the same time, I'm responsible for analyzing the complex business needs presented by the different users module of ERP and recommends technical solutions to ensure the consistency of maintainability of ERP applications and implementing them across the enterprise. Yes, we signed with Oracle for EBS on middle of 2017. This was on-prem solutions. Implementations time were near about 7 months, and our implementation partner at PwC. First of all, I would like to mention here why we chose Oracle. Before Oracle, we were using another ERP system, which was USA-based Infor M3. This was absolutely nice environment, but due to some performance issue, especially the users were complaining us regarding the slowness, we changed our mind. We were searching the other ERP systems which can fulfill our requirement. Luckily, at that time, we did use with Oracle, and they provided us hope. And based on their commitment, we shifted from Infor to Oracle. During the EBS implementations period, we were facing lots of challenges, even after the implementation also. Our existing ERP users were used to familiar with Infor M3, and it was very difficult for us to make them understand the new environment. We did this job successfully by showing them the easiest way of entering the data, especially the functionality of EBS, and above all, the feature of Oracle EBS, and of course, the performance, because our ERP user were already had a bad experience earlier.
Okay, so were there any specific drivers? You talked about that earlier just now, but any key business drivers or issues that makes you consider to migrate the EBS to the cloud?
Yes, as we know that cloud service is a self-service where we create a set of uniform resources in a uniform way. From the viewpoint of migrating to the EBS to the cloud, from my company, there are lots of reasons behind this. First of all, our data center was established on 2013 inside our corporate office, which is in Dhaka. But on 2017, we moved from Dhaka to Nayanganj, which is near to Dhaka, along with our data center. Due to maximum hardware were too old, and we did not take any risk to increase the capacity of existing hardware, there is a cost involvement also, and the total PCO will be higher. That's why we decided further not to invest more with existing hardware. That time, actually, we are using the Cisco UCS blade server along with EMC for storage. This is actually big reasons for migration to the cloud. The another reasons, actually, we have 7 more facilities across the different cities of Bangladesh, which are connected as site-to-site VPN to our corporate office. For corporate office and by third-party ISP, which was actually fiber and radio connectivity was there. Most of the time, actually, we have to depend on their data connectivity, and often their link were not stable. For the smooth operations of Oracle, we shifted the EBS to the cloud. In addition, actually, we have another facilities that is in Ethiopia, and we have to include that facilities to our corporate office. And this is the reasons actually we chose the cloud. Now, actually, we are happy to use the generation 2 OCI architecture, and our users' experience is also good.
Okay, that's good to hear that it's improving, and I can see that the consumption is also picking up at Ananta Apparels Group, which is a very positive sign for us. So as you moved from the EBS to OCI, could you elaborate more about how does that were there any direct impact to your business, and also who was the most impacted, like which role and the users, and how do you feel about this whole situation and being there to resolve these whole issues?
Okay, well, moving EBS to the OCI, we are facing lots of challenges. Oracle Cloud team suggested us one design for OCI, and according to their design, we implemented production environment is in cloud and test environment is in on-prem, and followed the lift and shift process for moving an existing EPS systems from on-prem to the cloud. In addition, we configured the Bastion host, which is called the Jump host, and configured IPsec VPN for DB and customized reports viewer, and also implemented web applications firewall for protecting the applications from malicious internet-facing traffic. Up to this, the configurations and pre-go live was perfect. But the tragic moments come after 6 days when our OCI is in live and we already moved to cloud and our users were just started to use the OCI. Immediate after, our production instances were affected by malware, our cloud systems were crashed, and we suffered a lot. The whole ERP systems was collapsed and we lost our business data because it wasn't live. It affected negatively to the whole ERP team as well as to our business. Myself was blamed by my management as I was a team leader. And of course, me and my management were very much shocked and really surprised how it was happened. Is it possible to compromise the Oracle Cloud by third party? If it is happened, then what is the security of the available data? Immediately, I talked with Oracle team, and they engaged another Oracle Cloud team, and the new team identified the reasons behind the crash, which is very poor security of the created instances, which done by our implementations partner, which guided by the Oracle Cloud team, previous cloud teams. Meanwhile, actually, we moved our live environment to on-prem again, and at the time, we started new configurations with the help of Oracle new cloud team. However, Alhamdulillah, we overcome this situation, and in the meantime, it was taking almost 1 month time to stable. So our users were so pleased during this time, but as I am the project leader, I was strong and had a confidence with Oracle. Finally, we successfully implemented the OCI. Thanks Oracle Neo Cloud team. Thanks Mr. Aftab, Mr. Mahmoud, and Pinaki, Rajdeep. They actually helped lots of things, and finally we successfully implemented this cloud.
Right. So I'm glad that it was working for you. And would you also tell us, like, how did you go about evaluating your migration options? Like, what were the solutions that you consider and what was the approach? How did you select your partners, etc.?
Look at before migration, I was asking by myself why we should move to OCI since our EBS are running properly at our
Yes.
existing data center. Why we should bear extra more cost for OCI? Is it necessary for my company now? Etc. Etc. Lots of questions were arising in my mind. The answer has come when we completed the research and analyzing regarding all these questions. We observed how it saved cost at least 40 to 50% in terms of hardware, in terms of data center infrastructure, power, in terms of ICT manpower, etc. On the other hand, we may say that it has a flexibility, paying for only what we are using. It has a high security. Yes, though we were facing our cloud instances were affected by malware, but or cache. But finally, I will agree with the high security Oracle OCI they have, and of course, better performance since we are using second generation OCI. From my viewpoint, actually, if I could do this same project, definitely I'll consider the OCI again. One more important thing, I'll consider the implementations partner and their capability, and above all, the experience with the same sector. Without right implementations partner, the project will not success 100% actually.
Good. Yeah, I'm really glad that you have chosen Oracle and it's working out well for you. Is there any specific capabilities of the OCI that resonate with you and make you think that yes, that's the one, and it is actually working very well, for your digital experience?
As I mentioned earlier, I was the direct involvement in development, execution,
Yes.
and implementations of Oracle ERP across the entire enterprise. I observed how it was impact in to achieve the company's technological vision, opportunities, challenges, and collaborate with the appropriate departments. Honestly speaking, it was use mind change to the full group as well as the end user. Though this journey was not easy to the beginning, but now the users and the management are very much happy to use this module, especially the live reporting automation with live dashboard for all the manufacturing area. The last but not the least, I can say it has flexibility, efficiency, scalability, performance benefit, on-prem load balancing, no hardware dependency, which reduce cost and risk factor. This is absolutely right.
Okay, so yeah, you talk about cost savings and performance, right? So these are definitely one of the benefits that we are seeing our users experience after migrating to OCI. Were there any measurements of the success and what kind of KPI were you measuring as an organization, to say that this was a successful transformation?
During the EBS setup, we planned for 6 months project completion time. Yes, we successfully did this on scheduled time with no issue. Again, we plan to move to cloud, and we did successfully. In terms of cloud performance, we had a doubt before move to cloud due to slowness. Yes, it is much more faster than we expected. On the other hand, we observed by using the OCI, the user complaints dramatically dropped by half. This is absolutely a big benefit for our ICT members. After all, we saved cost near about 40% to 50% saving by using this cloud module.
Okay, how about the flexibility? Do you experience any flexibility or security enhancement in this whole migration?
Yes, in terms of Oracle, actually, we are planning for DR at Oracle Cloud, and hopefully this will be done by within next 2 months.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, so in terms of success metrics, right, are you able to share with us some quantifiable results that you have seen, from the migration, like for example, improved of TCO, cost saving by how many percent, or some indicators that actually show how this whole project has been successful for Ananta Group as well as for your ICT team?
Well, the challenges regarding the challenges, actually, I would like to mention that challenges is nothing but the internet issue with some latency, which we have optimized already, but still we are looking better for the latency issue. Another point, actually, I'd like to point here, more big and real challenges currently we are facing here, the browser and the dependent browser and the Java version dependency issue, which needs to be solved by Oracle team, as it is very hassles for us, and users are often complaining regarding this issue whenever their browser goes updated. This is actually the big issue right now we are facing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but how about on the success matrix part? Do you have any quantifiable indicators? For example, just now you mentioned about cost saving, right? Were there any measurement, like how many percent of cost saving you have saw, or your IC team actually you saw a reduce of the complaint by X number of percent? Were there some sort of quantifiable numbers to that success?
Yeah, actually, we measured and we researched that by using this cloud, our data center actually infrastructure cost, manpower cost, and the electricity cost, total actually we save lots of money, because if in my data center, if in the existing my data center, there should be one person over there, his costing should be involved there, then data center other costs should be there. Since my data center is in remote locations, it is very hassles for us, and that's why actually I think, and we research that cloud solution is the perfect solution for everybody, and this is the perfect solutions for Ananta.
Right. Okay, so Asmel, what's next on your IT roadmap? Are you all looking at any upgrade or expansion or new capabilities that is planned?
Yes, we are planning for the GR within next 2-3 months. We'll be giving the work order to Oracle. Actually, we are doing this GR immediately.
Okay, that's good. So is there something that you couldn't do before, but now you're able to do after adopting the Oracle solutions and migrating to OCI?
Yes, as I mentioned that DR we did not include previously, and now is the time to include this DI with new OCI.
Okay. And also I've come to my last question, and this question is more on seeking on your thought leadership, on what kind of advice you would give to your peers out there, on your Oracle migration experience so far.
First of all, I would like to thank you all who are watching our speech patiently. Yes, I would like to suggest few things, like choose the right implementations partner who can really guide your proposed project and make plan for success. However, by choosing the right implementations partner, need to be observe their previous success, especially if you are in the RMG sector, look at the partner success profile in the same sector. In addition, I would like to suggest to build an in-house developer team for smooth support as well as the customized reporting to the management for avoid dependency from implementations partner or third party. The last but not the least, do it sooner rather than later. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wow, amazing journey there. Matt, do you have any thing else to ask or to add on to what we
Osmal,
discussed.
that was a very, very interesting interview. Thank you so much for your time. I was ardently listening. I tell you a little bit more about myself. So Lillian, as she already introduced herself, she's for marketing. I look after customers in Asia Pacific that have done exactly the same thing that you have done. So I'm the business development director for moving eBusiness Suite onto Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. And Asma, you have delivered a very, very interesting and very honestly truthful summary of your success. I have a couple of questions for you, really, they're very short. Was it us that recommended the implementation partner to you, or did you select the implementation partner yourself? And on what criteria have you selected the implementation partner? Because that experience must have been absolutely painful for you. I cannot phrase it any differently. I just want to see what has led to that succession of events, please.
Well, implementation partner, actually, they are our, without right implementation partner, actually project will be not run successfully. What we had actually, the PwC actually, we chose them because they had a same RMG sector, they had a same job they did in Bangladesh. That's why we got the reference from the RMG sector, and based on them, we chose actually PwC.
And they moved you to the cloud as well initially, or?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they actually they have cloud as well as to the EBS also they did actually.
Understood. You mentioned one very interesting figure, and I'm especially very happy that you mentioned this. So, because my background is ICT as well, a long time ago. So, a reduction of user complaints by 50%, that is sensational. Is this performance related, or is it more functional? Have you had any users saying, for example, if you run a materials report, for example, it runs at half the amount of time or so? Or where is the source of these happy users? Where do they come from?
Well, this is actually based on our previous experience. Actually, we are using whenever we are using actually Infor M3, that is actually USA-based ERP system. Mm-hmm. From that actually aspect, every day actually user was asking, this is not working, this is not working, we are not getting this one. Lots of actually problem actually they were asking. And as my team actually, what I have seen that most of the time actually they are involved to provide the support actually. But whenever we shift to cloud, immediately after actually we have seen that actually call and that supporting call actually come dramatically drop at half. This is actually big achievements for my IT team. As I am the IT team leader, I've seen that, I observed that my team member is quite happy, and they are asking me, so this is the perfect thing that you chose actually.
There's nothing better than a happy team member, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Look, just my very last question, since you mentioned you were an Infor and then you moved on to eBusiness Suite in, I think, 2017. Are you on 12.2.7 or are you in 12.2.6?
Which one, pardon?
Which version of eBusiness Suite are you on? Are you on 12.2.7 or on 12.2.6?
Yeah, 7.
7. Okay, yeah. Fantastic. Sorry, Asma, that's all I needed to know from you. Thank you so much. I think I have no other questions. It sounds really, really successful, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, all, and thank you all.
Yeah, thank you very much, Yes, Asmail and Aftab. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you,
Bye-bye.
Matthew.